Clearly, the biggest question mark on the offensive side of the ball for San Francisco is what they're going to do at left guard. Last season, they lost Aaron Banks to the Green Bay Packers on a massive deal, so this year, they're just kind of letting everyone compete. But they've yet to bring in a true solid veteran, a player like Shaq Mason for instance. Across the course of his NFL career, Mason's played in over 150 games and he has versatility playing both center and guard during this time. And while he's played a lot more guard, I do like that he has the versatility to play center if Jake Brendel does get injured or something happens there. On top of that, Mason has consistently been graded as one of the highest offensive guards according to PFF in his NFL career. During the 2021 season, for instance, he earned an overall grade of 90, which was second among all NFL guards since the 2016 season. So in this video, I want to go over why the 49ers signing Shaq Mason could potentially solve their biggest weakness on the offensive side of the ball, as well as why they may want to stay away from the 31-year-old offensive guard. But initially starting out, when you look at Shaq Mason, one of the biggest things that stands out if San Francisco does decide to bring him in is his cost. He'll probably be on the lower end of $3 to $6 million, which I think is a steal. When you compare him to San Francisco's guard and Aaron Banks from last season, for instance, who earned a massive deal, he earned a better pass block grade coming in at 65.2, and while his overall grade of 62.3 is worse, he's going to be substantially cheaper. It's also worth noting, despite dealing with an MCL injury last season, which is why I think Mason kind of struggled, he played in a lot more snaps than Banks, playing in nearly 200 more snaps. So let's say San Francisco brings him in for $3 million. Worst case, you get a dependable offensive guard that could replace a struggling, let's say, Ben Bartch or potentially Spencer Burford. I think that's worth it, especially since you just extended Brock Purdy. In addition to that, Mason may see a major rebound from his performance last year, which I don't think was terrible, but you could tell he probably was struggling with an MCL injury that saw him sidelined in week 15. Mason also may see an uptick in performance because on paper, he seems like a perfect fit in Kyle Shanahan's scheme. He's an extremely agile player, it can pull across an offensive line and make his way up to the second level, as well as set up screens. When you look at his 40-yard dash, for instance, despite being 310 pounds, he ran in 4.99 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.75 seconds, so he does have the ability to really burst off the line and then really cut off linebackers and smaller defensive backs. And even if he just stays the same exact player in his pass protection, that would be an upgrade over Banks, as I was mentioning last year according to their PFF grades. But now we need to talk about the reasons why San Francisco may want to decide not to sign Mason, with probably the biggest just being his age and steady decline. Since he was injured last year, that could be a sign of things to come for San Francisco. I mean, he is on the wrong side of 30. And when you look at the market, San Francisco could potentially get an all-pro guard in Brandon Sheriff. I mean, he is a little bit more expensive, probably costing right under $7 million. So Shaq Mason would be the cheapest option, but San Francisco could bring in a player like Will Hernandez. He's younger, probably could rebound in a major way as well. Shaq Mason seems like the cheapest option though, and San Francisco loves cheap. So overall, when I'm looking at San Francisco potentially bringing in a guard like Shaq Mason, I think most likely they will bring in a veteran guard at some point this offseason, especially if they start training camp and see players like Ben Bartch and Spencer Burford start to struggle. Personally, I would like that guard to be Brandon Sheriff since he does have that Pro Bowl experience, and I think that would be great for younger players like Drew Moss and Connor Kobe trying to develop. But a player like Shaq Mason would bring dependability to San Francisco's offensive line, and according to PFF, he is an upgrade over Banks, at least in his pass protection, so that is a plus for Purdy. Maybe more importantly though, Mason is a perfect fit for San Francisco's philosophy when building a team. They don't like to invest heavily into the offensive line unless they're getting a top tier player like Trent Williams. So with San Francisco entering this training camp and preseason period, I personally wouldn't be surprised to see them bring in Shaq Mason, but now I want to hear your thoughts about him as a player or who you would like to see San Francisco sign before training camp or potentially during training camp. It would also mean a ton to me if you did enjoy this video to go ahead and like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.